unpasteurized milk has so much bacteria, it's insane.
You know, for a person who doesn't know much about like history,
Listen. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We all have. Hey, ask me about cows. I might know a thing or two. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. Damn it! I wanted to do a trumpet sound since we're doing an military movie, but I blacked out. I don't know what a trumpet sounds like.
We can do it again.
That sounds like something from something.
It does. Don't know what though.
It's the old Superman theme. Sounds like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Chilli podcast. I am the one and only Jobadiah Tanhouse, and as always with me.
Hello everybody, this is Pies in the Seventh here. How are we doing today?
Today we are good. I bought myself pillows, so I have good sleep now.
Sorry, let's backtrack. Just once again. You bought yourself pillows. Is that to say you did not have pillows before this?
Listen, we're focusing on what we do have now. We're not focusing on the past. We're focused on the present, and the present has pillows, and that should be celebrated.
This is what happens when a male lives alone.
This is what happens when a male lives alone. I have
pillows now.
16 cans of bug spray, but no pillows. No pillowcase. One pillow. Ain't nobody write me. You wanna go night night?
Ain't wanna go night night.
Yes, I have. I'm an adult now, and I have pillows. That is a respectable thing. Shout out to everyone who has pillows out there. No. Shout out to everyone who has lived without pillows. That's what real man does. Comforts, get out of here.
I don't have words for you. I don't know what to say to you right now. Like pillows was one of the first things I bought when I got my place.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. What's the first thing I bought? A broom. No, I'm lying.
Okay. I mean, needed.
I bought the air freshener thing. Huh?
I mean, I'd say a broom was needed.
But there were brooms here, so
oh yeah.
I bought the air freshener thing because this place smelled like a thrift store, and I was like, no.
You know what? Yeah, fair.
Anyway, people, today we are talking about one of the greatest films to come out of this decade. Truly a cinematic masterpiece, if you may.
Yep.
Is this our? Yes. Is this our? Of course.
First, what do you call it? Historical
movie?
No. It's not a biopic, but what do you call a movie that's set in like back in them days? Period piece.
Is it? Yes.
Because
we haven't done anything that is like based on events or based on a period piece.
A period, yeah. Yeah, so this is our first period piece, yeah.
Yeah. Great start to the period piece genre then, if you ask me.
Yeah, brilliant start.
1917.
When did it come out? 2019?
Yes, 2019.
Then it should have come out in 2017, because then it would be like 100 years later, you know.
That would have been awesome.
They missed it, man. They didn't think it through. That would have been yeah,
100 years later.
Yeah.
That's a terrible title.
But yeah, 1917. So what, World War epic? World War One, I think. Yeah, World War One.
Yeah. Man, how many wars have been there?
We've got the two major ones.
Which World War is this?
The first one.
You know, I'm one of those guys that do not know the wars.
How do you? Everybody knows the wars.
Who? Okay, I know World War II is big. I mean, there was a second one.
Yeah, but it's a sequel.
The First World War I have no idea. Who was fighting in the First World War?
The Nazis.
Isn't that World War II?
Both of them, bro.
Wait, so they fought World War I, took a break, came back again.
Not took a break. Like, I'm just take a few minute break, and I'm gonna get back to you later.
Oh, wait. So the World War II, Google says World War II had Germany, Italy, and Japan versus France, Britain, and US.
Yeah.
That's World War II.
Yeah.
World War One? What?
Bro, it's still the Germans.
Well,
bro.
they didn't say then.
Yeah.
The Great War?
It's the first one, bro.
Okay.
What's Google saying?
Google is not giving me countries. It's just says a Great War, global conflict, 1914 to 1918. Hey, that's a year before this movie. I almost said this movie was released. Before the events of the film. Oh, so it was. My dumbass thought it was World War II.
Nah, World War II was later.
Wait, is World War One? I did not take history.
No, but like even in grade 8, bro, everybody took history in grade 8.
Yeah, because I remember my grade 8 notes.
Fair.
Wait, so World War One was the Nazis involved?
Yeah.
Is that also Oppenheimer and the big bomb, or that's totally different?
That's the second war.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the big bomb was the second war.
Wait, in the big bomb there was Hitler involved though.
Yeah.
Wasn't Hitler Nazi?
It's from Germany. Yeah. He's famously
that's
German.
World War One.
But both of them were Germany, bro. Both of them.
Oh, Germany won at smoke twice? God damn. God damn.
Yeah,
Bro, people listening to the podcast and realizing how uneducated I am, and it's gonna be hilarious. As I have no idea what the world war is about. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with you, man. Because I'm not also like a huge history person, but from my memory, I think Hitler took command going into the Second World War. The First World War, I don't know who was like the main dude, but it was still Germany though. That I know.
Oh, so it was Germany, Austria, Hungary, Bulgaria fought against Britain, France, Italy, Canada, and US.
Mm-hmm,
that's World War One,
right?
though.
Yeah, that's World War One. Yeah, and then in the Second World War, no, Japan was with Germany, I think, and a few other countries as well.
Japan. So World War Two. That's World War Two.
Yeah.
So World War II, I remember. You remember Hacksaw Ridge?
Don't say I remember like I was there.
The movie Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Though the Americans were fighting against the Japanese, so that's World War II.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. God damn. Hey, there's Hitler. Oh my God! Why am I saying shout out to Hitler?
Why would you?
He's there on World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, because you were saying he took command.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He used to be an artist, famously.
Huh?
He used to be an artist.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Some lessons you just missed. Ask me about shapes and colors. I'm your guy. Okay. Ask me about complementary colors. Ask me about balance. Yes.
Yeah.
Ask
That's
me about the Canadian-African border. I have no idea.
Sorry, just the Canadian what border?
Listen, silence.
The Canadian what border?
The Canadian-American border.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
I just had to. I don't know what you. Just checking. Oh, yeah. Isn't this film also based on like loosely based on real events? Or is it just my imagination?
It partially inspired by stories told.
Ah, okay.
So it's like people who were in the war, and then they were telling stories. And then Sam Mendes was like, "Hey, that sounds like a cool story. Let's make a film out of it."
The first war.
Oh, this is the first war. God damn, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
no, I'm just
the
saying.
First war.
Yeah. Okay. What's good old IMDb telling us about this?
According to IMDb, I almost said Sam Mendes. 1917. April 6th, 1917, as an infantry battalion assembles to wage war deep in the enemy territory, 2 soldiers are assigned to race against time and deliver a message that will stop 1,600 men from walking straight into a deadly trap. Very unconventional war film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's probably one of my favorite war films, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's
the whole group. There are like 6 characters, and they all die slowly. Here it's just like, nah, it's just this guy.
I mean, hey, it's 2 of them.
Okay, it's 2 of them.
Then one dies slowly. So it still kept that part of it, I guess.
It had to. It had to somehow. And then we'll make it a different type of horror film again.
Yeah. Apparently, Sam Mendes, the director, was inspired by stories told to him by his grandfather, I think.
Shouts out to grandpops.
Yeah, so it's like all the oral history that's just been passed down.
Oh, yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it also helps the filmmaker to not try to be historically accurate. It's just like, hey, this is just a story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as accurate as any historical thing could be, but it's not like 100%. And that's okay. Yeah. No, you were saying this is one of your favorite war films. I wanted to ask why.
I think it's because it's not like the conventional thing where you've got like this general in charge of like 3,000 men, and they all have to like proceed, and then we see them like going through these village to village, and they have like a front line, then we have to watch all of these people shooting each other, and then you go to the next thing, and blah blah blah. I like this because it was almost individual. Like we focused on like this is who we're focusing on, and it felt somewhat personal to these 2 characters. Even though there's like this huge war, and like the mission that they're in is like it's a huge mission, at the end of the day we're still following this one guy's resolve, this one guy's character. Well, it starts off as 2. Following these guys' characters, and we get to know these guys as characters, where if it's like a full-on war film, we don't really get to know that much of like the characters, really.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the nice thing about good war movies. They have something else to offer other than the war.
Yeah.
There has to be a story about the people themselves, not just the war.
Yeah, because I mean the war is important. Yeah, I'm not saying the war's not important, but like we want to give us something else, you know? Because like I studied about the war in school, so I'm not gonna be interested in like, not necessarily that interested in watching something I learned about, but like now focusing on like 2 individual characters carrying out a mission. Now I'm interested. Like, because I know the results of the war, I know what happened in the war, I learned about that, but I didn't know about this specific story involving these 2 characters. Right. So I'm like, that's a very important part of it.
Yeah, it's also like in film writing or filmmaking itself. If you're making a story about war, the story shouldn't be about war.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if we're thinking of Hacksaw Ridge, for example, the story is about war, but the story is about this man who is a conscientious objector who doesn't believe in violence. That's the story that we follow. look at Oppenheimer. That has the
I was
war
about,
there,
yeah.
but the story is about this man who makes a deadly bomb.
The big
in all-
bomb.
Yeah, in all the other stories. So here, the story is about war, but it's also just about this character, this guy who has to face almost impossible obstacles just to get to the other general.
Yeah.
And he pretty much carried the film.
He did 100%.
All the elements in this movies were working perfectly, but obviously the highlight of the film is the cinematography.
100%.
Yeah.
That's not even close.
Shouts out to Roger Deakins. We haven't even given the cast and crew for the film. Give us the cast and crew.
Oh yeah, who's in this film?
The movie was written and directed by Sam Mendes. I know that.
We've got George Mackey. Like, he's basically our lead. I want to say he did a very good job at that too. As like the Lance Corporal Schofield. Very, very good job. We've got Richard Madden, who is Lieutenant Joseph Blake. Also, great job.
Yeah, Blake.
Great job. Yeah. We've got Andrew Scott, who's in there. But also we've got like a lot of characters that I did not expect to see. Like, I didn't expect to see Benedict Cumberbatch in this.
Bruh. Just
Mark Strong?
Bruh.
I was like, wait, what are you doing here?
Colin Firth is here. Andrew Scott it has heavy weight, but it also has
yeah.
Bro, Max.
I mean, sorry, I think Dean Charles Chapman was the other Lance Corporal, because Richard Madden was only there at like the end, like it's just like a cameo. For example, Richard, Benedict, like Mark Strong, they just had like their small roles, and they killed those roles.
Undoubtedly.
But mainly we're following George Mackey, and we're following Dean Charles Chapman before the untimely demise of Dean Charles.
Yeah. Great performance.
Dude, this film. Great performance from these guys. Great.
Honestly, when I watched the film, I don't think I'd seen them before. Yeah, I hadn't.
Who, George McKay?
Yes. I didn't
know who this dude was.
I hadn't seen him in anything, right? And so when I saw okay, the movie Sam Mendes is a heavyweight director. So I'm expecting like big names, right? Not to say he's not a big name. I just do not know him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then it's like, who's this guy? And then Dean Charles as well. I don't think those two I did not know of them.
Yes, I was about to say the two leads. I personally had no idea who these dudes were, which is also another reason why I was even more interested.
Yeah, but George McKay is.
Sometimes it's nice to see like fresh faces, man.
Yeah, it's almost like you watch the character instead of the actor because you like the actor so much.
Yes.
It's like if I'm watching a movie and Leonardo DiCaprio is there, it's like, bruh, I'm just watching Leo do his thing. Obviously, he's a great actor. And
yeah, like go off, Leo.
But it's like, okay. Honestly, if a movie has Denzel, I'm watching Denzel. Oh, I'm lying. I had seen George McKay in Captain Fantastic. Yeah.
I think what came out first, 1917 or The King?
Wasn't The King 2017?
No, both same year, 2019.
2019. He was in The King?
Yeah. Apparently.
I do not remember him in The King.
I'm trying to think, who was in The King?
He was not The King, I'll tell you that.
Nah, that was the boy.
I do not see him.
But apparently he was there.
Where is he?
Unless Google is lying to me. Maybe he was an extra.
Yeah, sure. He was an extra in The King.
Listen, I just searched up this dude's name, and movies and shows, the king pops up. Who am I to get blamed for this?
Oh, Dean Charles. I'm looking for George McKay. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Dean. Yeah,
I remember Dean Charles in The King. I remember him.
Who was he?
I don't remember his character, but his face I remember. He died. He challenged Chalamet, remember? And then he was like,
he challenged the boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like, instead of all of our men fighting, let's duke it out. And then he lost. That was 2019. Oh man, he had two great films, and he's casting ages. You know, they know how to pick him.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. That's what I'm gonna say.
And he clearly likes historical films.
Yeah.
What else has he been
I
on?
also like the narrative structure of this film, because it does three things in one. One, it obviously it's the narrative structure. It takes you through the film, but also it works very well with the cinematography and how it's shot, and also in how we get to learn about the characters.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, Act 1, right? Act 1, mission begins. We get a lot of quiet moments. We get to slowly get to know the characters, everything. We get danger, but danger's building slowly, you know. At some point, the mission, they get warned a lot at the beginning, and then they finally go through that enemy place where there's no one there, and then we get this oh no, it's cool, everything is calm, and then that rat trips off one of the what was it?
CGI rat.
Was it a trap?
That's it.
The CGI rat, yeah. It trips off one of the wires.
What do they call them things?
And the mine collapse.
Huh? I forgot. I almost said cave.
Yeah. So that was our first real sign of okay, our characters are in danger when that happened. During that first act, and then from there, Act 2, bro, everything just escalates. They're encountering more dangers. That's when, sad to say, that's when our boy dies. That's when our boy dies. There's that with the plane crash.
Man. And
then he gets picked up by the other, what are they? The other squad in their side.
Yeah.
They give him a lift. And then he meets up with the enemy sniper at some point. Then he ends up in this town that's occupied by the enemy. So Act 2, bro, that the danger is just escalating. And then into Act 3, then it's that's the race against time. Now you're okay, crap. Is this dude gonna actually make it?
Because if he don't, a lot of men will die. And what's crazy is, as you're saying, that the narrative structure does a great job at revealing us the character. Because this movie is action driven. There is pockets of information that we get about the character, instead of we just you know how some movies are just we're just gonna show you this character's daily life.
Yeah.
This movie is you know what, you're gonna pick up the characters as we go along, and we're gonna give you necessary information
as we go.
Because the one sentence that you know, when he gets picked up after his boy dies, Mark Strong's character, and he goes, when you give him the letter, make sure there are witnesses. It tells us everything we need to know about that general.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
Some men just want the war.
Literally. Bro, because thing is, again, Benedict Cumberbatch didn't have that much screen time. What was it, more than a minute or less than 2-3 minutes max of screen time?
5 minutes max.
So there's not enough time to give us a backstory on his character, why he's like that. But that one line by Mark Strong saying, when you deliver the message, make sure there's witnesses, that tells us all we need to know about what kind of person he is. And I'm that's good writing, actually.
Yeah,
that's good writing.
You don't want to be if as a writer, you want to set up expectations in your audience, and you want to make sure that you deliver for those expectations. Because at this point, all we knew is this letter is going to go to the general and the lieutenant. The general and the lieutenant is going to give the letter, and it's going to be fine. But then it's by the way, make sure there's witnesses. Now it's oh man, this man.
Oh.
Now we get a little bit of spice to this character, and it's like, oh, he might.
So it's not only must he deliver the letter, but he has to deliver it when there's people around.
Which is insane, because if there aren't witnesses, he would have went against orders, which is insane.
Yeah. And how many people would have died? Dude, that's just...
I also love how it reminds me of, the film we were talking about, Three Billboards, where it just throws us right into the middle of the beginning of the action. There's no fluff. Great movies have no fluff.
There's no fluff.
You don't want to spend time lingering on things that do not matter. Literally, they stop moving. Sorry, the film opens with them literally almost taking naps, and then the guy's like, "Hey, the boss wants to see you," and then immediately that's when the story starts. There's nothing else
it's like,
left to be done.
It's like there's nothing, because they're just chilling there, and the boss wants to see you, and he's like, choose your second, like choose a person to come with you, and he just chooses. Imagine being the person chosen for that mission, bro.
Yeah, because you don't know. It's like,
I'm gonna be mad.
Because he thought we're gonna probably go over there to get some bread, or
get some
true.
Lookouts.
And it's like, nah, we're gonna go to enemy territories for this letter, and it's like, whoa. But that's Colin Firth, right?
Dude.
Who gives them the letter? Yeah. And it's also,
bro, but like the character.
It's also awesome how the exposition doesn't feel like unnecessary exposition. Like what?
It feels very necessary.
Because when he explains the letter, when he explains how the enemy is almost fooling them into thinking that this area has no one, only for them to attack, and how they should go about, and how there have been planes. It's necessary information that they actually need. It's not like they're giving the audience information. That's one of the things when you watch movies and it's like, these people are talking not because one person needs the information, but because they're telling us, the audience.
They're telling us, the audience, because we're too dumb to figure it out.
It's like when two characters meet and they're like, "Hey, little bro, how you?" Nobody says, "Hey, little." Nobody. Oh, hey, big sis. Oh, hey, big sis.
Hey,
what? Who talks like that?
Hey, big sister.
Remember Succession. I bet money.
Yes.
I bet money I will die with this. On episode 1 of Succession, you were trying to figure out who these people are. And at no point was someone saying, "Oh, hey, bro," or "Hey, sis." But somehow, through the immaculate writing, we quickly figured, oh, these are brothers. Oh, this is the family. Oh, this is the youngest. This is the oldest. And it was just like, the audience is smart enough to figure that these people are brothers and sisters. No need to fit them some shit. So here, the exposition is made in a way that it adds to the obviously to the story, but it also gives us the stakes that are in. Like if you don't do this, this is what's gonna happen, and that's immaculate.
True. Dude, and it's like with the first guy, Blake, right? The stakes for him are personal.
Yes.
Personal and emotionally driven, because his brother is one of like the soldiers that are in that group that might possibly die if they continue with the mission. And then Schofield, who is the guy that he chooses to go with him, at first he's reluctant because it's like, bro, we can't do this. Like he's in a way the voice of reason in this impossible mission that they're doing. But then as we follow him, he actually becomes the heart of the story. He like the resilience, and he's like the need to follow through and finish.
It's also
damn
crazy because these two characters, it's very subtle, but they're contrasting. Cause Blake loves home. He loves going home with family. But Schofield has no one. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He hates going home.
Yeah.
So for him, it's almost like I'd rather be here than go back. But at the same time, I don't want to be here. So he doesn't want to be in danger.
Yeah.
But for some messed up reasons.
But he doesn't want to go home either.
And I love that they didn't tell us all the information about what's wrong with home or everything. Give us only what we need.
Yeah.
So he has to come out of this.
That was.
What
really
would you
done.
say his character arc is? Because I'm trying to think. I remember when I was watching the movie, I was like, this man. Oh, you know what I would say? This is me. I feel like he had no personal reason to fight in the war. Yeah, because Blake had family and he had his brother over there. But Schofield was just he joined because it was, needed to go to war at the time. But he didn't have a personal reason. It's almost like that. And throughout the story.
Yeah. Because I feel like there was also a point where they said he traded in his metal for something.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it?
So even that for him it was like
was it bread? It was bread.
But
it was some bread. What was some fancy ass thing?
Jeez.
It's either bread, I can't remember, but I remember that. And he was like, Are you kidding? Are you joking? I'm so sorry. Yeah, you are right. So it's almost symbolic that this war means nothing to him.
Yeah. Like he's not looking for like fame or anything after the war. Like to him it's nothing. Because I think Blake wants that metal. He wants a metal for himself. Something to take home and be like, look guys,
Because because even when he passed, he was like, tell my mama I wasn't scared. It's like he wants to be like the soldier, the brave man. He wants to go there to fight.
Yeah.
Who else? Schofield is like there's no personal reason for me to be here. But along the way, even when he sees the French lady with the baby, that was such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Italian.
Was she French?
Italian or French? No, I'm lying. Where were they? See, me and history, not friends.
I don't know.
Bruh, that lady was French. Bonjour.
I'm just.
This is
I
so
don't.
horrible. Was she? Crap. I just realized I streamed the movie, so I don't have it. I'm gonna go with
no.
Okay, hold on. Okay, there's one way to find out. There is one way to find out. There is one way to find out. There is one way to find out whether the lady was French or Italian. Oh, have you seen All Quiet on the Western Front?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know. No.
Yeah.
You're right, she was French.
It was also a war film. It's so different. It's so moody, man. But we might talk about it at some point.
Okay.
So when he meets the French lady, it's almost like he sees, like, there are people whose lives are in danger. Yeah, he sees that and is like, I have to stop this because there are innocent people who are being harmed or are being hurt by this. And he almost learns to not only see things for himself, but to see the. Now, I don't want to say the greater scale of thing, because it's still not the greater scale, but to view it to see how it affects another person, not just him. And then he's like, yeah, I have to save.
Because he gave away all of his supplies, like the food, the milk, everything.
He had to.
But it also shows like his heart as a character.
And this is just me. But when you remember he finds the milk from the cow and he takes the milk, and then and you're like, why would the nigga get some milk? And then the milk comes in handy towards the end of the third act. Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, bro, that baby's gonna be sick. I was like, oh, bro, that baby's drinking cow milk. Oh, the baby's gonna be sick, man. Don't do that. But for the film, I was like, oh yeah, it is so heartfelt. it's so awesome. But I'm like, man.
Hey, it's better than nothing, bro.
Man.
The baby has
and cow
nothing.
milk is the best. That baby go diarrhea all of its body parts. I was like, oh no, poor baby. Oh no, oh no.
Wait, is cow milk bad, baby?
It's not even close. Not even close. And that is straight from the cow. Do you understand? That is straight from the cow. That baby is not here. That baby's not gonna make it. This war. The war is the.
Listen, the baby's gonna make it. The baby had nothing, bro. The baby had.
Bro,
the baby
imagine you are hungry. Imagine you are hungry. You're starving. You have nothing. And I'm like, here's 6 packs of Retex. Are you gonna be thankful? And
That's not the same. That's not the same. Because it doesn't have like all the nutrients the baby needs, I'm guessing, but it's got something.
4 cows.
Okay, what if like the mother drinks and she gets energy and maybe she can produce like
Yeah, in 3 weeks. Not right now. Cow milk is not even good for cats. Imagine a human baby. It's not even good for grown-up. Unpasteurized milk has so much bacteria, it's insane. Also,
you know, for a person who doesn't know much about like history,
listen. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We all have. Hey, ask me about cows. I might know a thing or two. That's just me. Okay, it's just me. It is what it is. Don't be out here.
My bad.
Listen,
because
kids,
I'm actually reading up on it now.
If you do not know anything about wars, no thing about cows. That's
read up on cow milk.
What it is, that is a tagline for this episode. We're gonna have a description for 1917, and then IE read up about cow milk. And people are gonna be like, what are you talking about?
Listen, yes. They're learning a few things.
At least
At least
the war ended like weeks later, so the baby can still make it to the hospital. No, but
gotta survive somehow.
Visually, this movie is stunning. Oh, like you could tell. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Dude.
Roger Deakins is undoubtedly one of the greatest cinematographers. Undoubtedly. But what Roger Deakins does is I guess all great cinematographers do. The cinematography does not draw attention to itself. It's not gimmicky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not gimmicky. But on a technical level, you can't help but notice the mastery. Yeah, you can't, because you know that the cinematography is for the story, yes, but holy crap, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. The way they chose their, I mean, I guess I don't know if like I want to say chose the locations, because it's probably like following the same thing as history, but like how everything was just set up, which is beautiful. Visually, it was beautiful, but it wasn't like you said. It wasn't like, hey, look at this shot, look at how great this shot is. It's like, that shot is great, yes, but like, it's serving the story.
It's like we're not picking the shot because it's beautiful but adds nothing to the story, but we are picking the best shot for the story. Yeah, because those are two different things.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can see that, this cinematographer is just trying to show us this pretty thing, and it does nothing. But like the scene where he's running after leaving the French lady, and there's flares in the sky. Oh, that sequence, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, and the lighting keeps changing, and you're like, bro,
beautiful.
This is perfection right here.
Beautiful, dude. Oh,
this is perfection.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That was the shot, dude. Because I was like holding my breath during that shot. I'm like, jeez. And I think it just adds, because it with like the whole like, I think the main thing, we haven't even spoke about this, but like the whole one shot technique of this whole film, it makes it's like we get a sense of POV, as in like we're the third person in this mission, and with its continuousness, we get like a continuous emotional connection to the character and the story, and we get like a very heightened sense of immersion. So when we see like anything that we see, it's like we're seeing it as it happens in real time. We're there with it. So even the shots, especially when he's running, it's like we're there running with him because it's like so intense. And we just like when the lights change and he's running, ducking into the shadows, out of the shadows, bro. Beautiful shots.
It's like
beautiful shots.
Like what you're saying, the choice to make it a single take keeps us engaged, and it keeps us connected, to the character and the story, but also because of the nature of the story, I would say, how it's almost like it's one single goal. It's like it's almost like one pathway, nothing left, nothing right, just one pathway. Like a single,
yes,
like a single.
There only is one.
Wouldn't
pathway.
work for a movie like Inception, for example, because you go there, you go to those characters, we go back, we go forward, all those kind of things. But it's like one narrative, no flashbacks, no nothing, no cutaways. It's just this one narrative string that we have to follow, whether we like it or not.
We have to follow. Yes, we don't cut to the general on that side and see how he's planning. We don't cut to the other people. We're following this. This is our goal, and this is our only goal. Everything else is happening. Everything else. I mean, the war is important, sure, but nothing else is as important as this one goal and this one mission that we are on.
It's very awesome, because if you contrast this with Birdman, where it's also a single take, but it's for a different reason. Because Alejandro was like, the reason he picked a single take for that movie was like, for him, it's as soon as we open our eyes, there's no cutting. We're just following events.
There's no cutting,
until obviously we go to bed at night, and that's almost like the rolling credit. Where here, the single take is used to heighten the story and to heighten the stakes, the narrative intensity, where we have to be here whether we like it or not. Like no other character in Birdman, there are other characters. We follow this guy, we follow that lady.
Yes, we follow him.
Which is awesome,
dude. And I think that's probably one of the reasons, going back to what I said earlier, one of the reasons why this is my favorite war film.
Oh, it's awesome.
Because it's like we are there, we are immersed in the story, and we have one single mission. We interact with other people, but they're not important. We have a mission. The characters have a mission, and we are with this character in this mission, and it's our only goal. Because I didn't find myself at some point wondering, I wonder what happened to that guy that gave him a lift. That's not my priority right now. My priority is we're trying to get this letter to the general.
You don't even have time to have those thoughts, because you're constantly like, man, don't die, man, don't.
There's no time, bro. Yeah, don't die. That's the only thing in mind.
Like when he falls into the river, even before he falls into the river, when he's running, he falls into the river, and it genuinely feels like, okay, this is it. Like literally, nobody could survive this. And then he floats, and then he sees those dead bodies. It's almost like you can't catch a break, because when you think, he survived, you're reminded that there's danger, there's actually death looming over you, because it's dead bodies just hanging out at the river, and you're like, oh my god. It's a reminder.
Just dead bodies.
It's almost a reminder that this could happen to you at any moment.
Yeah.
But it makes sense,
dude. But again, we shouted him out before, but I gotta shout him out again. The cinematography is beautiful.
I wasn't even surprised, but it's insane that, not even insane, but actually kind of insane, but actually not that insane to think that the same guy who shot 1917 is the same man who shot Sicario. He understands what the story needs.
Oh, you know what? Okay,
Roger, man, Roger is a heavyweight. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
And he would.
I mean, best cinematography.
Yeah, after like
at the Academy
freaking
Awards.
20 years in the industry, that's one thing that people were up against. Like, bro, Roger has done so much, and he's proven himself once. Huh?
Hey, he got one though.
Yeah, he got one, but he should have been getting them. That's what we're saying.
True, he should have been getting them. Makes sense.
Blade Runner.
But also, you know what? Yeah.
Tell me why you can.
Cinematography is beautiful, but dude, like this film got best cinematography, best sound mixing because the sound was perfect. It fit everything. But for people who might not know, it also got best visual effects.
Yes.
CGI, right? But not also CGI, right? CGI characters.
CGI cuts that we don't see.
I saw cuts, yes, because I saw someone, one of the behind the scenes, because I mean this is a one continuous, like obviously you can't have a, I don't know if there are cameras that can like shoot, because I mean these guys have to sleep and wake up the next morning and pick it up again, but obviously when they do cut, it's going to be almost next to impossible to like find the exact position you were in last and so forth. They did like months of rehearsal to like try to get as close as possible. But to make the cuts seamless, where they have it, they would get like a 3D model of the character and match the pose before, and then just animate those few seconds to get to the next pose. So it looks like it's a continuous take. And I think that was one of the reasons why I think it's deserving of best visual effects, because it's
the
seamless.
Visual effects, they don't scream.
It's just seamless. Yeah. There's no CGI bear that's like, hey, I'm a CGI bear with 3 guns. This?
It's almost like, hey, Marvel, if you know you're going to use CGI, plan ahead. Just do that. Can we please plan ahead? That's all we want. Because if you remember, The Killer for David Fincher, the amount of CGI that is there.
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
But when you watch the movie, there's nothing that says CGI here. That's the kind of CGI.
It doesn't scream CGI at all.
But also compare that to the CGI of Blade Runner 1917, where the CGI, it adds to the world, to the character, it actually adds to the story. Yes.
That's intentional CGI.
As viewers, we obviously know that there's no flying cars. But at the same time, in the world that we're in, the flying cars make sense. But at the same time, they look realistic. They're not half-assed, wonkly.
They fit the world in that time, and like even the cinematography, the grading, everything makes it.
You know what it is?
This belongs here.
It's like CGI. Not only CGI. Any element of film or of any artwork cannot achieve anything by itself. Yeah. What is that saying?
Yeah, of course. 100%.
The sum is greater than the total of the whole. I don't know what it is. But the individual parts are as great as the total. Which means if you have great CGI, you have to have a great story.
Yes.
Which means if you have a great story, you have to have great writing. Which means you have to have great acting. So, You have
to have all of them. It can't just be one.
If
they all have to work together.
The one that is so great will fall flat on its ass because it's so exposed. That's why movies like, let's say big budget movies, Thor: Love and Thunder, for example, that's the top of my head, where great CGI, amazing feats if you may, but the story is so nothing works. We have movies like The Killer, where the story is so minimal, but the CGI is awesome and flawless, and it works. You have stories like King Kong, for example, where we know there's no giant ape, but it adds to the story, and the story itself, the acting and the writing is awesome, and it works.
Oh, but like another example, I'd say Godzilla -1.
Yes.
Obviously, there's no giant reptile Godzilla monster thing, but the human story and the cinematography behind it, everything just blends so beautifully together.
Beautifully. And the actual story is awesome on its own.
Yes, on its own. Beautiful story. Wait, when are we going to talk about Godzilla? We need to talk about Godzilla.
Godzilla -1. We have to at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
We should. That will be too much, but we could compare all the Godzilla movies. Godzilla marathon. Dun, dun, dun.
You know what?
It's been a lot.
We
can though.
We can do like Godzilla versus Godzilla movies where we talk about 2 different films. Or 3.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
16.
No. We'll just take. We'll be selective.
Yes.
But this film, I want to say the one thing we didn't speak about, or like some of the themes that I think within the writing were just carried out so flawlessly. One of them was like, we've got the sense of duty and sacrifice, and I think that's like one of the main things that stood out to me in the film, because again, like, these are soldiers. This the sense of duty is innate to them. It's like they're not just fighting, but there's a lot of things that they have to. They're surviving as well. They have to survive, and they have to, like, especially when we mentioned the baby. The dude chose to, like, give up all he has, even though the potentially bad cow milk, even in the worst circumstances.
Yep.
Because of, like, the compassion for, like, he's fighting for them. He's not fighting for himself. He's fighting for the people. So it's like that. I think him giving the food was just another thing that just showed that. In my brain at first, I'm like, bro, you don't give everything. You need that. But then it's also like, it just showed his character because he's doing this for the whole war, right? Not obviously he has to get there to stop the troops from dying, but the whole war as a whole is like actual people are being affected and being hurt, and it's like him giving all he had to her for the people just again reiterated that this is for the people. And I think that was like a good way of just showing that instead of just telling us that. Another one is sacrifice isn't like going with that. Like, sacrifice isn't like a loud thing where it's like it doesn't have to be this grand thing where everybody sees that you're sacrificing something. Sometimes, because this movie is so personal, we're seeing the sacrifice in like this. It's just between them. It's just between them. Him doing something for this one person and their child. It's not like something on like a grand scale of like, I'm gonna go jump on the bomb so that everybody in the troop can survive. Obviously, that's still a good noble sacrifice. But I think within this film and how personal this film is, even though it was a personal one to affecting the one person, it was still big in showing this person's personality and like the whole meaning, I guess, behind it.
Yeah, because it has to mean something on a personal level to the character.
Yes.
To us as the audience, because this is the guy that we're following. Yeah,
that's our dude. That's our main dude.
Because it also happened when he helped the German guy that killed his friend.
Yeah.
Because they could have killed him, but it was a small sign that he's a good guy. It's almost like he was helping the enemy because he was hurt, but the enemy was like, "Yeah, you're still my enemy. I'll kill you." And then sort of, I think also part of him felt responsible for how his friend died.
Yeah, I think so.
Even though, we didn't get time to see or be like being shown that.
Yeah. You didn't have time to like properly grieve.
Bro, he did not. I also love how, remember when he gets lifted and the car gets stuck in the mud, and he's the one who's like, everybody get out and push, and it's like, bro, you just got here.
But
we understand that, but we understand that he feels like he has to do everything that he can to do, and if people are like don't see the urgency, he has to step up. And
I think that's another theme, like time and urgency. I think is another like main and very important theme of this film. Like, and I think that's like a very good example, because he was begging them to get out and push, because they were like just joking around, telling stories. Like we're
gonna wait it out.
Yeah, and he was like, please get out and help me push. That's just because I mean, he literally like he had no time to waste, not a single moment.
But it's also a good writing. It's a good thing for a writer to do, almost like not a trick, but good practice, that events that happen in a story are caused by the main character. If he also chilled and someone else was saying push, it wouldn't have been as powerful. But because he's the one who wanted to push, it's almost like things must be done by him, or if things happen, he must react.
I mean, I
after all,
fully agree, because we're following him, so it's like his actions must be what we follow, like and follow at the forefront, and the consequences of his actions must be what you deal with. It's all on his shoulders.
Yeah. And that was undoubtedly well done.
Yeah,
that's an understatement, but yes,
brilliantly done. I have no notes. It's
very rare that a war film would have, as we were saying, few characters like this.
Very rare. A lot of extras though.
A whole bunch of extras.
Like,
shout out to extras, man.
Yeah, shout out to the extras.
You know what I realized? It's almost like extras are a flex, because if a movie is big budget, you have a lot of extras.
Yeah,
so that's how you see like very low budget movies that have no extras, and you're like, bro, you're in a park, there should be other people. What do you mean there's no one? Bro, you're at a coffee shop and you're the only two characters. That doesn't make sense. They was like, can we use the coffee shop for a little while? And then we shoot the scene, and when the restaurant at a Sunday night and there's no one.
There's no one there. They'll use some will take like people and like the staff, the team, and they just put them there.
Yeah, do that.
3 people.
I also remember when we were shooting film with our lecturer. I was doing cinematography, but I also had to be an extra and be a doctor. And I was like, give me a stethoscope. What's my character arc? I'm here because I'm trying to prove my parents. It's like, bro, you don't have no lines. Just walk by. That's all I have to do. Just to walk by. I'm like, okay, but how do I walk though? What's my walk? Get scared out of it.
And have you seen Community?
Yes, but I don't remember it.
There's you know Abed, right? The
yes,
the guy. So he had a similar crisis where his favorite show was Cougar Town, with Monica. You know Monica from Friends?
Yes.
What? Yeah, she had a Monica.
His favorite show was Monica.
No. His favorite show was Cougar Town. I forgot Monica's actual name.
Oh, something Cox.
Yes, something Cox. She has another show called Cougar Town, which was after Friends. And Abed, the fictional character, loved Cougar Town. And in this one episode, he got in touch with the makers of Cougar Town, because he was like writing a lot of fanfic and stuff like that, or commenting or whatever. I forgot what it was. But they invited him to the set of the show. And then in one of the scenes, the director was like, okay, you can be an extra in the shot. You just have to like be in the background, go from there to there. And then Abed was like, okay. But then as he started walking, he started remembering his past life as his character, where he went to high school, what he did as his character, like he was living as his character. And then the director called cut, and then Abed is like, wait, I'm not done being this character. Can we do it one more? And then he's like, no, Courtney did it. Courtney Cox, I think. It's like, yeah, she did it perfectly. She did it perfectly. We don't need to do another take, and that's it. And then Abed was like, he felt like his character died, and he pooped his pants.
Because his character died.
Yeah, and they had to give him new pants, and then he apologized and then left.
That got escalated very quickly.
Yeah, so that would have been you as the doctor when they cold cut you,
like,
when he dies.
What kind of doctor am I? How am I? Do my kids like me? And I'm like, yo, what's happening right now?
What's happening? Also, how did we get here?
Because of the extras.
Oh, yes.
A whole bunch of them.
Even a lot of extras.
But there's a lot of extras, but there's also a lot of I like how it's not constantly a lot of people in the film.
Yes, there's a lot of moments where it's just him and downtown.
There's a lot of moments it's just him. And then you almost remember that, oh crap, there's other soldiers, there's an actual war going on. Then you see other people. Yeah.
And also when you see the enemy, it's like, oh, yeah. Dude, but like that last shot, well, not the last shot, but the shot where he's running and like the rest of the troop is charging on. You know the trailer shot, the one at
the money shot.
The money shot, dude, that shot is beautiful. Beautiful, because like within this chaos, man has to be focused. He has a mission, and he just runs through the chaos. I'm like, perfection, chef's kiss.
And he wasn't supposed to fall, apparently, in the script.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just supposed to run straight through. It was supposed to be like a nice moment with music, and homie fell, and he kept it going, and they kept it in the film.
Oh, I think that was actually better.
Way better.
That was way better. Because everybody just kept it moving.
Yeah, because it's like a $500 million budget film. You can't be like, hey, come back. You can't. Just time it correctly, and then you have to run. And I don't know, but it's hilarious to me that no one thought, hey, these guys might run into the sky. Like, no one pointed that out.
No one thought, like, because he's not looking at them. He's looking straight ahead.
Yes.
And he's running. It's not like he's walking, because if you're walking, you can see someone and stop. But like he's running, and the people are running perpendicular. At some point, he's gonna run into someone.
Maybe it was supposed to be like, if you running towards him, dodge him, and don't hit him.
Yeah. But also these guys have like helmets and like heavy equipment that they're walking with. I understand like how you'd miss him.
Yeah, but that fall would just added to the film.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Shout out to people who fall. We love you guys.
Shout out to all the fallers.
Gang.
But yeah, again, we mentioned the cameos. Benedict's character, dude. He like when we finally saw his face, I'm like, oh, it's Benedict. But then I was like, when he said his first line, he's like, yep, this is the type of person who would probably disobey orders.
Yep.
I was like, yep, no, yeah, I believe it.
He was ready to.
Yeah. So I think it was good foresight or like.
Yeah, and there were other people in the room, so that helped.
Yeah.
Because he was so intimidating. That guy would have crumbled.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't be like, hey, hold on. Can you hold on for a second? Hey guys, can you come in here real quick?
Real quick. I just wanna. I need people to be like here when I.
There's no time for that.
Yes, sir. Bro. No, but the movie was great film. Great film. Great film. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I love how cinematic it was. It felt like a movie, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 100% agree with that. My final thoughts is I'd say everything, the movie, the script, it all felt like a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's added to the urgency of it, which I liked quite a lot.
No, it's Sam Mendes. You know that Sam Mendes guy. He
knows
what he's doing.
If he keeps on going, he might make a name for himself. He might be someone one day.
Have I seen anything Sam Mendes has done? I'm trying to see. I think I have.
What has he done?
I've not watched any of the Bond movies. Oh crap.
Huh?
I'm saying I haven't seen any of the Bond movies. Yeah,
Sam
I remember.
Mendes. I've seen. Yeah, I've seen the Bonds.
Shout out to the Bonds then.
Yeah, I've seen the Bonds.
Well, that is what we had on 1917, people. If you haven't seen the film, do yourself a favor. Check it out.
Yeah.
Before it's too late. Watch it before there's World War III.
Don't say that.
Hey man, world's crazy out now.
It is. That is true. But yeah, do yourself a favor, watch the film. You will not regret it.
Hell yeah, Kite Man.
Alright, until next time, goodbye.